real quickly talk about signing Dice, and then we'll take some questions.
Yeah, appreciate it, Swanee, and welcome everybody this morning. This is exciting for us. Jarrod Dyson is a player that our entire organization respects greatly. Personally, I admire him for who he is as a man, and obviously what he can do for a baseball team. But we're just really, really excited to have him once again a part of our organization. To me, Dice represents what's good and pure about our game. And he's a winning player. He's always been a winning player. He's always been a winning person. And we're just really, really proud to be able to once again make him a part of the Kansas City Royals.
Dice, you got anything, or you want to just take questions?
Hey man, I just want to say I'm glad to be back home. Feel great. Welcome arms, everybody, meet and greet. Like Dayton said, just got the heart of a winner, try to spread my wings around here with the young guys, take them under my wing and show them what it takes to be a winner and how to go about it. And I'm glad to be back home. It just feels great. This is where my career started at, and it's not a better place I'd rather be. And the ownership and all that, they always been great to me. Dayton, I always had a relationship as a father figure with someone you can always call, don't shoot you straight. I always believe in family first and ball later. But, like I said, I'm glad to be on board with these guys, and it's just good to be here. Feel good to be here.
Questions, gang?
Hey, Dice, along with Dayton, man, I heard you when you went to the White Sox last year talk about all the lessons you learned from this game and how, the selfish act goes out the window when you have something to fight for. I'm wondering, within this organization, who are some of the men and women that taught you those lessons?
I mean, you learn them lessons along the way, man. When you come up with the bunch I came up with, like I said, when Dayton them first got in the game, came here 06, I want to say, they taught us, they preached to us how to conduct ourselves in this organization and how to be a pro. And that's something that just stuck with me along the way, the whole ride. And I never forget that, because in this organization, it's all about class act first. You want to represent the organization in the right manner. And I had a lot of guys, mold me, Dayton being one of them, even JJ, Scott Sharp, all the guys, even players. I tell you one guy that really, helped me when I first got to the big league was Mitch Meyer. That was a guy, we were fighting for the same job, fourth outfielder. I was the fifth outfielder there, spot starting. He didn't have no more options. I had options, and he broke it all down to me, which whenever I got sent down, it never was hard feelings. It was like, go down there, get your work in, and come back. And that's what he preached to me. It was like, Dice, one day you might be here, you might have my job, so don't have no hard feelings. If you get sent down, that's just how it is, how it go. Just go down there, work on your game. So when you come back up, you're already ready. Don't come up here, with no attitude because you ain't playing or this and that. When your time comes, you just gotta be ready. And that stuck with me a long time. And most definitely Rusty Kuntz, he always been there in my corner. And I remember a time with Rusty, he always told me, he's not gonna let me fail on his watch. And that's something that he always told me, hey, Dyson, you gotta prepare like you's a everyday center fielder, because that's what you are. And you gotta believe that. And those words like always stuck with me. And every time I ever thought about like failure or something, I just think back on all the kind words that were said to me, and they kept me going and pushed me over the hump.
Then I was wondering just how receptive you found the younger ball players, whether it's in Pittsburgh or Chicago, to these messages that you pass along to your teammates.
Man, I think it's more so, man, my personality. That's just my personality. Like, I'm a talkative person. And, I like to speak positive and, like far as young players, you want to get the most out of them and kind of give them a glimpse of what you went through and what it took for you to get to where you are and the stick. And that's kind of how you kind of mold the young guys and try to take them under your wing every day, just working and showing them this is how you prepare yourself in the game.
Hey, Jarrod, Lynn Worthy from the Kansas City Star. Nice to meet you. Welcome back.
Nice to meet you, Lynn.
I wanted to ask you just what, coming back now, obviously you're joining a different group than when you were here the last time. What do you see your role as with this group of guys, with this Royals team? And what were your conversations like with, Dayton, Mike Matheny, who all about how you fit in with this group, what your role might be?
I mean, it's the same thing, man. No matter where you go to, it's the same goal, winning. I mean, that's the goal, winning. Whatever I have to do, my role, whatever role I have to play, I got to play it. Because everybody got a role they must play, in this game. Where if you coming off the bench, you starting every day, you got a role. And you got to play it to the T up here, just plain and simple. You try to go about it professional as possible, and you put in the most work as you can as possible because you don't want to leave no room for error. You don't want to look back on it and say, I wish I would have did this and that. You want to take care of it while it's in the present. And that's something I do with the kids. And I'm just, like I said, man, guys always I'm always loud. I'm always talking. I love baseball. I love to teach the game to the younger guys. And that's my way of giving back to the younger guys.
Jarrod, I'm Alec at the
how's it going?
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Did you ever think you'd come back home?
Yeah, I always had a feeling I'd come back home. Yeah, I always had that feeling.
Why? Why do you have the feeling?
Because Dayton always told me, even when the trade went down, he told me, don't think I'm just, gonna give you away like that. I'm always gonna keep my eye on you and keep tabs on you. So that in my head, I always felt like, because like I said, he's a family guy first. So I always felt like it'd be time where I'd come back. When the time is right, I definitely get back, and I'm here. So I have no complaints about that, and I want to thank Dayton for that.
Hey, Jarrod, Annie Rogers with MLB.com. It's nice to meet you.
Hey, and nice to meet you.
I was just curious what you were talking about your memories with the Royals. Is there anything that you remember most about that 2015 team specifically? And yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of memories, man. Wow. I mean, it's a lot of memories. I think one to stick out to me is Alex Gordon tying it up. Game 1 in 2015 when he tied it up off the closer, Familiar. I think that right there sent shockwaves through the dugout right there. And, I don't think too many people expected that out of Alex. And he went up there and handled the business. And it just showed you, like, anybody could have hurt you any given day in that lineup. So that's just something that was passed on through the whole lineup, just keeping the line moving. Up there not trying to do too much. And that was just a big moment for us right there. That kind of like, I think that carried us out throughout the playoffs. Because their closer was like one of the best closers in the game at the time right there. And with a nasty two-seamer, one of the nastiest two-seamers you can possibly face. And for Alex Gordon to go up there and hit him dead center is like, wow. I mean, it rattled everybody.
And then how do you feel physically with your swing and then also in the field? Is there anything that you worked on this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I think I worked on mostly, in the cages, trying to perfect my swing, just being consistent about it. And, you learn stuff throughout the years. You learn something every year. That's what's so great about this game. You never stop learning. You learn something every year that you wish you knew the previous year. And with me, being, going from Pittsburgh to Chicago, then get to Chicago, where they have a great, good ball club or whatnot in first place. And you just learn, you just learn, you watch everybody go about their business and you listen and you see what stick out and what fits you. And you kind of take that and put that in your little toolbox.
Jarrod, in light of that, do you feel like you're a different player than when Royals fans last saw you, or in what ways might you be different? Your game be different?
Nah, I feel like I'm just smarter. That's about it. I feel like I got my tools. I feel like I ain't lost a step. Like I said, I feel like I'm aging backwards. So I never feel like I'm old, and too old to play this game. I think I told Dayton I can run. I probably can run until I'm in my mid 40s or something like that. But I still feel great. Body healthy, swing feel good. It's just all about getting out there, getting the reps now.
And we've got a question from 35,000 feet from Vahe. Jarrod, if you could reflect on how you got the news when the Royals drafted you in 2006 and why you feel such a connection and allegiance to this organization.
Well, I got the news, man. I think I was riding around in my Cutlass. I had an old school car. I was just riding around and I ended up showing up at my mom's house to get some dinner, and they called, and I was like, I thought about it for a little while. They called back and I was like, hey, I'm ready to sign. Let's do it. And man, the connections run deep. I mean, from the guy who came and scouted me, Brian Reese, great relationship with that guy. Even when my grandma passed, he came to the funeral. I thought that was very sweet and special. And like I said, through all my ups and downs in this organization, they never turned their back on me. Nobody in this organization. So I respect them, to the most high in this organization, because I was a 50th round draft pick. I had my ups and downs, and I could have easily been home watching it from the couch. But here I am working on my 10th season in the big leagues because a group of guys didn't ever give up on me. And I think that was something special. I'm always going to keep that in the heart.
Hey, Dayton, I wondered if you could sort of walk us through what about your current group and Jarrod made this a good fit, and what if this means maybe, some of your younger guys, you guys thought maybe it might be a better fit for some of them to get more playing time. I mean, I guess that's maybe the read that you'd probably take on this after seeing that you guys are adding a veteran like him.
Yeah, we've when Dyson was with Chicago last summer, and even before that, when we looked into the future, I mean, we wanted to bring him back. And just knowing what he's about, how he plays, the energy that he gives, his excitement that he brings to the ballpark every single day, we felt we needed that energy. We needed that experience. And there's very few players that I admire more than Jarrod Dyson for many of the reasons that he discussed, his perseverance. And Dice talks about how people stayed with him throughout his career. He is a very easy player to stay with. He don't give himself enough credit. I mean, he's the type of player that people want to be around. He's the type of player and person that people pull for. I mean, there's just no quitting in Jarrod Dyson. And not only does he have perseverance, but he's fearless. He's fearless about how he does life. He's fearless about how he plays. And there was always something that we saw very special in him. And it was that fearlessness. And although he didn't come necessarily from a background that played as much baseball as some of the kids in his peer group growing up. Now, he still played, but maybe he didn't have some of the opportunities. What made him special is he was further advanced as a base runner, a base stealer, an outfielder than I think he even knew than he even realized when he was a young kid. And so many of us saw that in him. And so that's a special character trait. That's a gift that he had as a baseball player. And I'm thankful we were able to recognize that. And I'm thankful for how he was raised and who he is. And God made put something special in Jarrod Dyson. And I've always known that and always believed in him. And so he's somebody that you want around. And, I've felt Jarrod Dyson would be a heck of a coach someday. I've known that for a long time. And, but he's got a lot left as a player too. He brings speed. He brings athleticism. He's one of the better outfielders in my mind in the game. He's always had a very good approach at the plate. He's a tough out. He works the count. He can do some things, and it takes a special, like I said, talent to be able to survive in this game as long as he has. And but he's a player that's going to help us win, and we're really, really fortunate that he's back with us.
Everybody good? Because Dice's going to have to head to the cage here in a minute.
I got one more for Dayton, if that's okay, Swanee. Dayton, when you think about just the chemistry of those teams in 14 and 15, what stands out about the role that Dyson filled, that he filled, like, in that chemistry, and how important is that?
Well, he's always been a glue guy, and he brings people together. He believes in people. He believes in himself. But, Dice would be the first to tell you, when you look at the makeup of those teams, we had several leaders. I mean, we had guys step up at different times. They led in their own unique way. And over 162 games, you need different types of personalities and different types of leaders. And, Dice certainly has a style that is important for teams. But, Hunter Dozier has a style that's important for teams, as does Salvador Perez and Alberto Mondesi and Nicky Lopez and others. Whit Merrifield obviously has a very similar path to Dice. I mean, somebody who's got to persevere, and he worked extremely hard, and maybe not everybody believed in him, and they weren't a consensus prospect every single year. And so, when I look at those teams, that's one of the things that I realized and recognized, and that we've learned and we bring to this job today, that it takes different types of personalities and leaders over 162. And Dice is right up there with what this team needs.
All right, everybody. Thanks. Dayton had mentioned Nicky Lopez. Nicky was kind enough to give his number 1 jersey over to Dice. So Dice will be in his familiar number 1, and Nicky will be wearing number 8 starting today. So with that, thanks, everybody. Appreciate the time. Let Dyson get to work.
Okay.
All right, thank you, guys.
Dayton, thank you.
See you.
All right, y'all take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.